What's up everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the fuel system I'm going to be using to power my 1986 Fox Body Mustang with a big old turbo, and we're going to be making 700 to the rear wheels, at least at bare minimum 700, but I wanted to talk about what fuel system I'm picking and what I'm going to be using to get all the fuel to this car, because I wasn't going to be making this video till later, but some things came up and I have to buy the system now, so I just decided, why not? Let's talk about it. Let's see what I got to do to make 700 and how much of my bank account is going to get hurt to make 700. So we're going to get right into the video. Let's get right into the meat. The fuel system I will be picking is an On3 Performance Cobra in-tank fuel system. So the first reason I'm going with this system is because it has a great price. And then second is did all my research, tried to find reviews, and I found I found a limited amount of reviews, and a ton of them were good though. So the only weird thing was the filler neck, and you have to kind of modify some stuff to do it. Actually, Justin91LX on YouTube has a video of him doing the whole process, and it looks pretty straightforward, and I think I can use that rather well with my setup right now. So I like the idea of having the pumps all in tank. I don't want to do a sump tank. I don't want to do external pumps personally. I like that kind of sleeper look. You can't tell the Cobra tank from the stock tank really, except that it's going to look brand new on my car. It's going to work extremely well for my application, and hopefully it won't be that loud because you're just using 340 pumps. You're not using a giant pump, and it's all E85 safe. So it should be an excellent kit for my application. So it utilizes an 03-04 Cobra tank that had the baffled top with a fuel hat assembly, so you could put 2 fuel pumps in it. This kit has a provision for 3 pumps, so you can just slap 3 340s in there and have a ton of gas to your car, and you will never run out. So I will be using their 2 340 pumps for my application. I have a Stealth 340 in my car. I don't know if I can use the Stealth with their 340. I'm going to ask them about that, because if I can, why not? Just put the 3 pumps in there. One day I will be trying to make a ton of power, so it should be able to support E85 up to probably 1,000 horsepower with the 3 340 pumps. But for sure I'll be using the 2 pumps, and it will definitely be enough fuel to power my 700 rear wheel horsepower with E85. So I did talk to some people about how much pump I needed for the 700 horsepower on E85, and they said I do need the 2 340 pumps, and that is giving me a little extra room to breathe. There was another option of getting a big Walbro, like a Walbro 450, but I would be stretching it real hard, and you know what? It's almost the same price for the On3 kit than to do an in-tank system with A inlines on the actual stock fuel hanger. So I'm just gonna go with the Cobra style tank, and it should work really well. So the On3 kit gives you -10 feed lines and -8 return, which is perfect for me anyways. For the 700 rear wheel with E85, that's like the perfect size. So I'm very happy to be using that. It'll be the perfect size fuel line, and I'll never have to touch it. And they offer full PTFE fuel line, so I can use E85 and it won't have these nasty vapors through the fuel line, so I won't be choking in the car dying down the street. I have read and heard about the fuel system that there is a couple little things you got to work out, like Justin91LX, he had to make his own fuel ventilator, so when you're pumping gas, the fuel will actually go in the tank and it won't just like sit there and not go in, or go in super slow. So I do know I have to make my own little ventilator cap, but that should be pretty easy. I'm not too worried about it. It should work fine. As long as I know these things going into it, I should be able to handle it. So I will put it on a drop-down list of the things I'm going to be buying from On3, like I did with my turbo. So I got the turbo, just a little side note. I just got to go get it, but I did order it and it's mine. It's here. I got the On3 BMF and it looks crazy so excited. So that'll be happening soon, but I just want to be able to get this car running, driving on all motor first, and then I'll be able to put the turbo on. So, but that'll be a little bit later on in my build series. So with the kit that On3 provides, it gives you a fuel pressure regulator. And I don't know if I'm going to use that regulator yet. I haven't made that decision. As of this video, this point in time, I will be using the regulator because of cost. And then later on, I can upgrade if I want to either an aeromotive or to something else. I know there's some good regulators out there, so I may do that. I will just use the On3 regulator that they give me, and it should work well. Okay. So why I'm getting the fuel system now instead of later on the road when I'm actually bolting the turbo on the car. I could use stock fuel rails and stock fuel lines right now with only the 450 horsepower my engine does in A. But I don't get to do that because the intake manifold I have is a Victor Jr. EFI, and it doesn't let you use the stock injectors. You have to use a straight up and down injector with their rail. So the rail, the code is a 3625, and it's specific to that intake manifold. You can only use it with that intake manifold, and they don't make anything else that can actually work for that intake manifold without actually getting a custom fuel injector. And it's a -6 AN fuel injector, which doesn't really work with my -8 AN fuel lines that I'm going with. It'll work though. I'll make it work. It's just kind of annoying. I didn't want to do this now. It's a lot of money because the stock lines could have provided me the fuel I needed, but we're here now, and what can you do? So that's why I'm getting the fuel system, and I'll just upgrade it now. So then when I put the turbo on the car, it'll just be ready. I won't have to worry about anything. I can just drop the turbo in, and it will be ready to rock and roll. We can do some fat burnies, and it'll be a good old day. So that is why I'm getting the fuel system now, and those will be the fuel rails that I'm working with. I'll be working with Edelbrock 3625 fuel rail -6 AN, and I went on Facebook forums, or the Facebook Turbo Fox Body group. That is a great group, by the way. They know everything, and all the members are super nice. That's how I picked out my turbo. That's how they're helping with my fuel rails, and I'm going to be bugging them with a bunch more questions later on as well. So they did help me a ton, and they said that 3625 rail, someone made 2,800 horsepower with it, so I think I'm fine. I don't gotta worry about it. And then someone else recommended that Wilson Manifolds make me a custom fuel rail, so that's always an option later on if I need more fuel. But I think the fuel line will be fine. I just gotta get some adapter fittings from -8 to -6, so it'll all work out at the end of the day. That's why I'm doing the fuel system, and those are the fuel rails I'm going with my particular setup. All right, so let's talk about fuel injectors. I'm going with FIC 1000s. So Fuel Injector Clinic 1000 cc's, and they will be perfect for 700 rear wheel horsepower. I talked to a couple people, and then I went on Fuel Injector Clinic's flowchart and saw what size would work best. So 1000 cc's are great at 85% duty cycle with E85 with forced induction. Will be right over, it's like 710 I think is what it should make. So that is perfect. There is room to grow if I want to grow and blow things up like my transmission. Those are the fuel injectors though, so I can turn up the fuel pressure, and I can use 95% duty cycle. Those injectors have a lot of room. They're E85 safe. They're gonna work perfect. Fuel Injector Clinic has great reviews online. The only thing I think would be better would be ID 1050s. I don't want to do ID 1050s because they're way more expensive for... I know they're good. I know ID 1050s are great. But for the price, I gotta save money somewhere, and Fuel Injector Clinic is helping a ton with that. They have a great price. So those are the fuel injectors I will be going with. I don't know why I wanted to be in the engine bay. I just wanted to be in the engine bay. Alright, so that engine is gonna be going in this car this weekend. It won't get started, but at least it'll be in the engine bay. It'll look cool, and I can take pictures of it and put it on Instagram. So that's gonna go in here. That'll be the video on Sunday. We're just getting closer and closer to 700 rear wheel horsepower. I will be running this motor in A for a little bit just to break it in and break the trans in, and then I'm going to be having surgery, and after I have the surgery I'm going to be off work for a little bit, and I can put all my time and effort into getting the turbo system on and making 700 rear wheel. and hopefully not breaking too many things in the process. So that's like kind of the plan. If you're new to the channel, that's what we're doing. We're trying to get this car into the 9s, and that's the build process so far. So I do hope you enjoyed the video today. There's more to come. As soon as I have the turbo, like I said, I just need to get it here, and then I'll be making an unboxing and an unboxing video. That's what I'll be making. So it should be really cool. And then, like I said, we'll be making the installation video. So if you're new to the channel, please leave a like, please subscribe. It helps me tremendously, and we're gonna get this thing going. So tune in for the next videos, and we're just gonna be making more and more progress. But on that note, we're gonna end this, and I will catch you guys on the next one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the fuel system I'm going to be using to power my 1986 Fox Body Mustang, making 700 rear... What? Okay. Making 700 rear wheel horsepower with a turbo, and... Why am I having such a hard time? Okay. What's up, everybody?